Why is my life in a mess? This is a question we've all asked of ourselves at some point in our lives. The reality is that our life has gone out of balance. We have lost equilibrium. However, in that adversity, there is always a very profound opportunity. And it could be that your life is wanting to readjust itself, to push you to a new path or in a new direction, but you are resisting this. So what we want to do is build that firm foundation in our lives. So regardless of any external influences, we remain stable on this foundation. The majority of people in our world today do not have this foundation. Therefore, this is a very important message that once we find that foundation, our life will be so different. Now, going back to the mess, as we said, this could be because our life is ready for change. Maybe there's certain things we need to learn. Therefore, we need to be more self-aware to see if we have made any mistakes that we could possibly correct. Having that objectivity through meditation will mean that all these things are much clearer to us. So once through meditation we contact that spiritual self within us, because we have gone through the conscious, the subconscious layers into this third and very important area, we will begin to draw on the energies that reside in the superconscious level of ourselves. These energies are of a far subtler level than the grosser energies in the subconscious and conscious areas of the mind. Therefore, if we remember from our lessons at school, the law of thermodynamics will indicate that if we introduce a subtler energy into something grosser, the gross is dispelled. So this is the process of what we call spiritual growth. That when we're meditating, those subtle impressions that are grosser become finer and finer and finer, which means that our emotions are refined and therefore we're able not to be dominated by the emotional self within us. There's one area of man that is not known much by science, and we call this the superconscious self. We're all aware of the conscious level of the mind, which we use in daily thinking, the subconscious, which houses our memories. But there's a further layer here, which is much purer and finer, which is vast and is part of our universal mind that we term the superconscious self. As we meditate, we draw on those energies because we descend from the conscious level of the mind through the subconscious and begin drawing on this very deep level within ourselves. The energies here are very fine, and if we remember from our lessons at school, in the law of thermodynamics, if we introduce a subtler force into something which is grosser, the grosser is automatically dispelled. So this is the process of what we call spiritual growth or unfoldment, where we are refining the patternings of the mind. So why is my life in a mess? This is a question so many people ask me. I normally reply that your life is readjusting itself, and this is a very important phase in your life. For there to be this disarray indicates that change is necessary, and we must be willing to flow with those changes. I always say that in those adversities, there are always great opportunities, but most people miss them, and that's the sad thing. I don't want you to miss those. So how do you gain them is simply by being more objective, and you can do this through meditation. Meditation will help you know yourself better. Therefore, we make so fewer mistakes because we know who we are, we know what we should be, we know our responsibilities. Everything changes when we meditate regularly. So now, through having greater inner strength, objectivity, we will be able to make the necessary changes in our life. No one is going to do that for us. We are responsible for our own lives, but that is not such an overbearing statement when we have the inner strength to deal with anything that may come our way. So providing we're meditating regularly, we will find that inner strength to make positive change in our lives. This will help everything around us. It will also center us on a new path, a path that's obviously being indicated by the chaos that currently prevails. It's telling us we're not in the right place at this moment in time, and we need to move to a new place, a better place for us. So your life is not in a mess. It's just readjusting itself. Please try and go with the flow, but find that strength within so that you can make positive changes where necessary. We often see our life, or life in general, as a difficult struggle. This is so wrong. Life is a joy. It should be enjoyed. But the important thing that's missing is often that inner strength, and also being able to stand on a firm foundation where you're not wavered by external situations or influences. Once you stand on that firm foundation and remain there, which will happen if you're a regular meditator, it's going to be an amazing journey.